Where are you?
I'm Batman.
What is up, guys? This is Limitz bringing you another Halo Wars video. This game is going to be a 1v1 against Xfactor. It is an Arbiter mirror, and I'm not very fond of this matchup simply because Arbiter mirrors are decided by little things. And as you can see at the beginning of this game, when I go over to Scout, he has his temple in a different area than I do. His temple placement is actually really good against a Brute or a Prophet, but in an Arbiter mirror, it is not the greatest. The reason why it's not that great is you'll see later on in this video, once I knock down all 3 pads on his side, he's pretty much helpless and he only has 1 pad and 1 temple. Whereas with my temple placement, you're going to have to walk around my temple back and forth to get from pad to pad. So there's a little bit of a time lapse that gives you an advantage, and that's something that's going to be shown in this game. So I'm not going to go after those crates. I clicked over him. I know he's already grabbing them. And as you can see, with my pad placement, I'm kind of just going to make him walk a little bit further to get a slap on my pads. He's doing the exact same thing. I have to walk kind of the same distance. And I'm going to try and bump him. And bumping him isn't going to do much but give me a little bit of an advantage, a head start on slapping his pad. Now what I'm going to do right now is actually pretty risky. I'm going Fiendish, really early Fiendish, and by going really early Fiendish, this can be countered by an Arbiter that goes Grunts, because if an Arbiter goes Grunts and stops the upcoming pad and then slams his 2 Grunts into your already built pad, it will set your economy at just about 100 supplies. You might even have less, and you won't even be able to build on your base. Since we are playing this map, I don't know if you can actually build 2 Suicide Grunts that quickly to do it. But once I have Fiendish, I checked his Arbiter earlier and he went Fiendish as well. There's 2 things you can do at this point. You can try and build turrets for defense to occupy the Arbiter and distract him, or you can just build a whole bunch of Grunts and just try and out-offensive the other Arbiter. I really do not prefer to play arms race games where it's just whoever can out-DPS the other person, so I'm opting to do turrets. And this is critical about how we both kept our ghosts alive, because we're both collecting crates all over the map. Xfactor is going after my temple with Grunts. The reason why he's going after my temple with the Grunts is because he does not want me to be building Grunts. As you can see, he's bumping my Arbiter off of his pads just as much as I'm trying to distract him with my pads.
What shall I do?
Local units.
So this is the point I'm talking about with the pad placement of the temple. Now that all 3 of those pads are gone, there's no way he will ever get a pad up on this side of his base, especially since I have Fiendish. Me, on the other hand, my pads and everything are all spread out, that he's going to have to focus and keep a scout or a line of sight on my base from all angles to figure out where I'm building, what's coming up, and things like that. Now what Xfactor could have done is, with all of the Grunts that he built, instead of sacking them into my temple, he probably could have gone straight into my pads and hurt my economy.
What shall I do?
Local units.
But instead he opted not to, and I think I have a very big lead right now. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Citadel, and I'm going to try and force him to do Citadel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly hit the middle of his base with my Ghost while I slash the pads with my Arbiter.
Local units.
And I lost my temple, but it's not a big deal. You can always go haul, and pretty much build just grunts out of that. So that's why I'm not too big on
Local units.
knocking down the opposing Arbiter's temple strategy.
All units. Warehouse complete.
And since I have a citadel, this works out great for me because I can start doing turrets on one corner while pads on the other. So one is going to get up while the other does not. The Arbiter cannot be in two places at one. One thing I noticed is Xfactor did not utilize his ghost for the line of sight on my base. Instead, he just picked up crates all game. And I think that's due to him only having one supply pad up pretty much all game. By the time his Arbiter gets over to the other side of my base, that turret should be complete, and it will be protecting that pad.
Turret complete.
So, just to give him the benefit of the doubt, I don't know how tricky Xfactor gets in once, I decided to check supply elevators. I didn't really think he could get them, but thought I might as well just check to be safe. He recalled to play defense. I'm going to try and get my ghost out of here, but it's going to be too late.
Local units.
To prevent the ghost from getting extra DPS on my Arbiter, I rage it down. And at this point, I see that my Arbiter actually has more health than his Arbiter due to the turrets. And then I get the idea that I should probably just rage him down because I have a lot of money.
What now?
So I have a
Local
Starberber,
units.
and he lost his Arbiter. I'm on a Citadel, he's on a Keep.
Let me go.
Local units.
This game, you can pretty much say, is over. And I
Warehouse.
think a lot of it has to do with him throwing grunts into my temple as opposed to my economy, and the pad placement of the temple for each of us. So like I said, Arbiter mirrors are not too much fun.
Local units.
I'm going to go ahead and just throw up a hall because if I just start spamming units, the game's pretty much over.
What is needed?
By me doing so much damage to the Keep after I stop this upcoming pad, I will go after the Keep, and what this is going to do is basically it will force him
Complete.
to either use his $400 on Citadel money or get his Arbiter back out. And in this situation, most people will get the Citadel as opposed to their Arbiter back out.
All units.
And I have no idea if he's getting his Arbiter back out because I'm not sure if I have the line of sight. So this first grunt that comes through, I'm going to walk it around to try and see if I can see a light on top of that temple. That's pretty much going to wrap this game up.
What now?
For once I finally commentated a video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll have more videos this week.
Point the way.
You are victorious.